Back then in synagogue, the few period I worked in synagogue, I used to wonder these women. Some of these women that came out now, if you see them, they were in their late 40s and they were comfortable as if marriage means nothing. There was a time that the confusion got me to a point that I was asking my superior then, because my superior too was over 40. I was asking, I said, sister, I don't want to mention her name. I said, sister, all these women that are getting old and they are still in synagogue for years. If you see this one, if you have something, they'll say this one is over 15 years. If you have something, they'll say this one is over 10 years. If you, I used to say, they don't go marry. There's one statement they used to make that time. It's not compulsory for them to get married. That they are married to God. I say God. Is it not the same God that eh? Let's not deceive ourselves. So, is it some of these people coming out? Some of these people that granted BBC interview about synagogue pastor TB Joshua. We used to call him daddy. I'm still used to that word. If I want to mention him now, I'll say daddy, because that's what we used to call him. I worked there 2013. I have never experienced sexual abuse, sexual harassment, or anything. I've never had it, apart from the stories I had before I went there to look for a job, that they picked me, where I used to say, call myself that time, I was among the lucky few that was selected. 2013, around July or so, before daddy's 2013 birthday, around July or June, July, I've forgotten the month. So, but when after the class where they would now pick you and start putting you in department where you will work, it is TB Joshua that will assign the department where you work for you. So he puts me in protocol department. Though what I went there for was catering, a cook or a secretary, because I studied secretary education and I also have degree in hotel management. Do you understand? But it's a different thing he put me, and it doesn't really matter there, wherever you are working, so far as that that put you where you are working. So when I started seeing all these women, they just were running after that. 24 hours a day, no resting. I will do like this. And at that point, I already have 2 kids. I wasn't bothered of having kids at that point, because I already have two. And I was not I think I was up to 30 or so. But I will not be looking at these women of late 40s, 40 something, and I will be told that there's one of my boy old member that used to tell me, decode everything that is going on in the church, because she has been there for over 10 years. But whenever we are discussing about the church, it's when we are going out to drop our foreigners at the airport, either to pick them to the church or to drop them. That's when we discuss extensively, because sometimes we'll go with empty coasters to bring people. So that time of the empty coasters, we'll just sit at the back and we'll be talking. So I will ask her, I will say, Abego, all these women in their 40s, they never born. They don't go leave this church now, go marry before time go pass them. She say, some of them say they are married to the church. This she now start naming them. Which among these two older ladies that was in this interview was among them? I will be wondering. Eh? See, let me tell you people the truth. Daddy pays. I am not disputing the fact that he molests people or it doesn't. I don't know. I didn't experience it when I was working there. What I know is that the working situation of synagogue can can collapse somebody. You know, when somebody keep working 7 days a week, 1 month, no sleeping, in one day, 24 hours, you can't sleep more than 2 hours maximum. The day you sleep 2 hours, that is between 3, 4. That day you are lucky. As a protocol officer in my own department. So I would say, what is this? But nobody wants to talk. Everybody is. This particular building now that collapsed, that time that it collapsed, that 213 was when they built it. When I joined, they built it. Nobody, they've not put anybody there. I still remember somebody telling me that one engineer that, men there, they are very friendly. There's thousands of workers. There's one particular engineer that we're discussing, and I said, this building is fine, no, and it's new. Nobody, they've done. Why is it that we don't put visitors here? They said the building has problem. So he didn't elaborate the type of problem because these are no member too. But during that period, because of the max the too much people that was trooping in. If you are conversant with Synagogue Church of All Nation when Daddy was alive, you will know that it is during TB Joshua's birthday that they have the highest crowd in that church. Foreigners, highest. During that time, that was when I joined the church. 2 weeks to his birthday was when I joined the church as a worker. For 2 weeks, I did not close my eye like this. It was hectic. It was that time they started putting foreigners there, the people there, because there was no space again. Everywhere was filled up. So, which made me, during that period, the few period I stayed there, I don't like staying anything around that building. Because before the building, there is a canopy. After the building, there is one dormitory that they left for workers. At a point, that's where our room was as workers. We go to our room, we bath maybe by 2, 3, we bath, we change our clothes. Once it's 4, 5, we're up again. So let's not deceive ourselves. A lot of them, what kept them there is greed. I left synagogue when I wanted to leave. I did. Greed, the money. That is somebody that pays you. If he's paying you 120,000, they pay every Tuesday. That 120,000 they split it into 4. They pay every Tuesday. Every Tuesday they pay you, divide your salary into 4 and pay you every Tuesday. But before that Tuesday, my department, I don't know about other department too. That Tuesday, before that Tuesday, you have more than your salary. Why? Because when we go to his office to give his situation report, we protocols he only calls us only in the night. That's the only time we go to his office. And when he calls the protocols, it's not that it's our superior that will go and give him situation reports. It's every protocol. I think protocols were like, we are just 10, a bit 12 around then. I forgot. We did 12, 11, 10 people. It was the total number of protocols. We're not much. So it was only in the night when we were giving our reports, they would just call us. Once Daddy call us and we have gone to Daddy and come back, then everybody can now go and sleep for like 1 hour or 2 hours. This thing I'm telling you is dead in the night. So the morning, I used to tell my mom then, if the little time I will escape and go home, because I live close to the international airport. When we are going, I would tell my superior that early in the morning If it's few visitors I'm going to drop at the airport for their departure, I will tell my superior that I'm going to go home first, then I'll come meet them at the airport. So I will drop at airport road. I will dash to the house like 10 minutes. I just drop money for my children and my mother. I will move. You understand? Greed is part of what kept a lot of them there. Greed, this money, the love of money. Daddy will spoil you with money. All these people now that is coming out saying, yeah, I was here 10 years, 20. Money. Ask them how much is in their account. Money, oh. Money, oh. It's not that maybe they did not lock anybody down. Oh. They did not padlock anybody that you must not go out. Anybody that wants to go out can still escape and go home. Shebi me, I'm telling you, saying my own now that I do go home. But my going home is because though I am a protocol officer, I have the leverage to go out from Monday to Friday to drop visitors foreigners at the airport to bring them back. And I was living along the airport road. I know this is not going to be the same scenario for somebody that's not living close to the airport and there's no protocol officer. But ah, God have mercy. God have mercy. God have mercy. But I know this day will come. Oh. I know this day will come. I used to tell my mother, I said, the day any one or two disciples will open this their mouth with evidence. I never even knew that daddy was going to die on time like that. 2:13. I joined at 2:13, I left 2:13. I never knew that, but I used to tell my mother, I said, the day all these disciples that know too much about synagogue, I know because I know they know too much. I said, the day they will come out and talk, with evidence, places go scatter. I used to tell my mom, because they are like his watchdogs. These disciples now that is coming out, they are like daddy's watchdogs, the females. Most of the disciples are female, white and black. When you want to see anything, you must look around to see if there's any disciples around. Of course, the wise men are not, you can't see the wise men easily. They are not all around the places because they are very few. But you see disciples are in thousands. So there's no place safe for you to talk. No place that is safe for you to talk. May God have mercy. Greed. BBC. Take it from me. Greed is among what kept those women there for 10 years, 15 years. Love of money. Yes, love of money. Love of money. If at all, it might not be totally love of money, but love of money have some percentage why they remain there for that long years. Daddy will spoil you with money now. In my crossover then, if we go and give daddy report, situation report every day, daddy must write out check for us. We don't use bank. It's strong room. In that strong room, if you enter there, naira is not much. Dollar, pounds, if you enter there that you are somebody that have not seen money in your life before, you will collapse. If you enter the account office, we call the account office strong room. If you enter strong room, you will collapse. You see the money inside that church, people will not understand. The money inside synagogue, I used to say it even when I left. I told my mom, I say, if there's any church, I don't think there's any church that will be as rich as synagogue. Do you know why? Because I've been to that strong room. Their strong room is where we go and collect our money every Tuesday. Their strong room is where daddy will write. We are just 10 then. There was a time we were 10. There was a time when I first joined we were 11. So after 11 somebody left, then we became 10. How I knew our number was when they give us, when daddy write out money for us, when we go and give daddy situation report, daddy after we are finished, daddy he laughs a lot, he jokes a lot. He just write 150,000. He might write that 150,000 a week like 4 times. So and sign on it. We will not go and collect it. We just carry the paper. Our superior will just carry it. She's a woman, a lady. She's in her late 40s. She's above 40. Let me not even say late 40s or around close to 40. Because I asked her one time, I said, do you have a family? She said yes. Why do I ask? I said, because I used to hear you say you have been here for the past 10 years. I said, if you have a family, you don't go home. When do you have time to see your children? She said she has only one before she started working here. I said, okay, how do you see your child and your husband? She said they come to the church to see her if they want to see her. But for some years now, her husband have traveled out with her child, so that she only calls them on the phone. I say, inside my mind, I say, ah, this woman don't know what she's doing to herself until when she leaves synagogue. She will now know what she do, especially when she's pumping her money to her husband to keep for her. That's when she's going to understand. So a lot of them, ladies that works there, that have built houses, that have built their own house, that they don't have time to go there. They send somebody because the money is there. So those women, these women that are coming are these disciples. I know 3 of these people that is talking. That's why this elderly one that I put hand in her eyes and that is crying. I know her. She's among those elderly ones then that was in their close late 40s, late 30s, close to 40 then. Now see these women know they don't know the time they go. Woman be like flower. Because you know I'm not a member of the church, so I see things differently from them that become it has become part and parcels of them. Lord have mercy. Well, I pray that those of you that have successfully come out after staying there years, I pray that God will console you, because you are I think they have started knowing what they have lost in life because they are in the synagogue church of one nation working. Me I japa. What I call japa. How me I could live was when we went for interview. I told daddy that I have 2 kids. He asked me where do I live. I told him I live at the airport road. He said okay. He said how are my kids? I said they are doing fine. He said okay. That was the first encounter with him. He said I can go. So when you are going out, they are going to give you a slip. You can't talk to the next person for you to brief the next person. You can't. Because we're like 2,000 people that went for that interview, if not more than. But we're not up to 50 that was picked that day. They first use a strategy. It's the white men, the disciples that interview people. They interview, after the interview, they will give you a piece of paper. The few of us that they picked, they give us a piece of paper saying, after the program, don't leave, but don't share this with anybody. So you hold it and not tell anybody. You understand? So after all the interview, everybody sit down. So TB Joshua was passing. It was at the that is the church auditorium. TB Joshua was passing. And you know when he's walking, it's as if he's running. A lot of the disciples were running after him. So that was my first experience, like walking low day. People they don't run and follow Jesus Christ like this now. I think they worry now. say, well, maybe this is the way they do their things here. Let me just mind my business. Let me mind my business because I came here for work, not to dabble into how they do their things here. Okay, so then I said, okay. So everybody' attention was with TB Joshua, seeing him face to face, passing. So the wise men, one of the wise men now took Mike and said, okay, if you know you are here, you are, you are, you wish, look at the English language, you wish to see TB Joshua one on one, come this way. You see all this religion fanatic that came there for work. There is one particular woman that was sitting close to me. She has 4 children. Her children were hungry. That's why she came for that interview. She's a active member online, Emmanuel TV. She wanted to stand up, so I dragged her down. I said, "Are you here for TB Joshua, or you are here for work?" She said, "Ah, no. If I see TB Joshua, my problem don't end." I said, "Ah." The woman stood up and joined the other side. So we that were remaining like this were very few. That among that few of us, we will have paper with us. So after them, they now talk to them, tell them, okay, you people are going to come next week. So that's the day that is going to have time to see you one on one. They use that system to discard the crowd. They left. So I don't know. I don't know. Greed for money. Money is good though. But I am telling you that some of these women now that stayed, because maybe the wife is not doing all that anymore, the money is not coming in anymore. That's why all these things are coming out right now. But me, I know that this day will come. I know. Immediately I heard that daddy died, I say, wow, daddy's wife is another person entirely. She's so milk. She doesn't put on you. She's like a deeper life woman. She doesn't wear jewelry. No matter as rich as her husband, I used to look forward to her, to see her. Her color. The only thing is that her light skin glitters like gold. But she doesn't put on earrings. She doesn't wear necklace. Nothing. I know that our administration might be different from TB Joshua. So I don't know. I don't know how somebody can stay in one place and they're not treating you well. You stay for years. Me, I jackpa at 3 months. I jackpa. I don't think the 3 months complete safe. The way how I left and how what transpired is another story entirely. But if I want to start synagogue story from beginning, how the few time I stayed there, from how I was employed till when I left, how I left, even my encounter with my son when I took him to prayer, when they asked me to bring him for prayer line. Both me, my mother is a prayer warrior in deeper life. Both my mother, none of us accepted to go to the prayer line. And they enforced me that I must bring my son. They now go to one big placard and give me and put in my son's hand. I read that, I say, hey, my son have malaria and typhoid now. So when he got to his turn, I was like, Male, go now, you're a prayer warrior. My mommy said, no, I will never see her before I die. We left, that thing still bothers me to today. I left that boy to go to that prayer line on his own, holding that placard that they gave to me. You see, after that day, I said, no, this place is not for me. When I got home that day, my son almost died. Hi, shit. He landed in the hospital. It was that day I stopped synagogue. I took my son home because my teacher, what happened was that as my son was sick, I was called and I told her, I said, I have to go and tell daddy that my son is sick. I need to go home. So when I got to him, he said I should go and meet the elders. All these women, there are few women. I used to call them daddy's witches and wizard, the witches, elderly women. If you enter daddy's office, you see them, you see like three. They will stay, one will stay here beside him like this, one will stay here at his back, one will stay like this. I used to call them the three cardinal witches when I was there. Jokingly, oh. So when they say I should go and meet them, so when I told go there, they said, okay, God has the power to heal, and blah 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 blah. I should bring my son first for prayer line. Then after prayer line, I can now take him to hospital. So inside my mind, I was like, I should bring my son first for prayer line. After prayer line, I'll take him to the hospital. See, is it not better just take son to hospital than bringing my son for prayer line first? But I don't want to disobey them because I work with them. So I went home. I told my mom to prepare him that they said I should bring him for prayer line. So my mom was like, I'm going to follow you. My mom doesn't joke with his grandchildren. So my mother followed me. That was the first time my mother stepped her leg into synagogue. 2:13. So when we got to there, where I explained, I said, he has malaria and typhoid. They now wrote, I forgot what they wrote to the placard. They said, hey, God, I've forgotten. He, when I saw the placard they gave to him, I was like, Male. The typhoid and malaria, they write for this beginning. And I went to go and meet them. I said, I'm a worker here, but this is not, I'm a protocol officer. This is my son. He has typhoid and malaria. They said that is how they write typhoid and malaria here. I said, hey, that's how you write it. But it's typhoid and malaria I have. So they said that's how they write typhoid. The girls that used to write that placard. I said, okay. When it goes to my son's time, oh yeah, yes, one of you will go so that you stand behind him. I told my mommy, I said, Male, since I entered synagogue, I've been avoiding that prayer line because I don't want any spirit. The one God I have in me, I'm still I'm praying that God should remove it. I don't want to come and add another spirit to my spirit in synagogue. I don't want it. So I've never been to that prayer line to hold anybody. I told my mommy, go now. My mommy said, I know, I will never see her before I die. That's why I told my son. My son was around 6 years then, I'm 7. I said, yeah, go this way. So his name was Gosu. Go this way, go this way. My son now went. After like some time, he came back. Now, I now went home with him. Before I got home, see his temperature increased. Hey, good. His temperature increased times 2. I rushed him to the hospital. They gave him drips upon drips. After like some days, it got better. And after that day, I was like, no, I'll not go again, I beg. Enough in it. I already know that if I go back, say, they are going to throw me into the gallery. I say, I'm not going. I stopped. That was when I stopped synagogue. So, if you are looking at the money that it gives, you are going to be in synagogue for 100 years. Daddy is gone now. That's why a lot of this is coming out. Because daddy is no more alive. That's why a lot of this is coming out. And I pray God will help all of you. God will heal you. God will return all you have lost emotionally, physically, mentally. I pray God will return it back to you.